Good morning. It's early in the morning, but I am up. And that is because I never went to bed. I never went to bed last night. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about covering for a window. And okay, I don't like to use curtain on the inside of the window, but I like to cover the window on the outside. So right now I'm actually outside the house, and I'm going to show you what I cover with my window. It's because it's in the summer right now, so I use straw mat by straw to cover the window because it has a cooling effect. So, but in the winter I use a plastic sheet. Okay, so how to cover the window on the outside? One option is using the canopy or or an awning. Okay, so here, let me show you my own awning. Right there. This awning, it's clear because we are in a cold region, so we don't get much sun in the winter, and that's why we need a clear awning so we can get as much sunlight as possible. Especially my house is more short than the other houses that are surrounding us, so the clear awning makes perfect sense. And if you pay attention, the awning covers basically almost cover all of the outside of the window, and it's opening up on both sides, so then the air flows to the front of the house or to the back of house, and the air from the inside of the house doesn't go next door, but it goes alongside the house instead. So this is one of the most common covering for the window on the outside. This is a very big awning. This canopy covers almost the entire window. It's really nice. Okay, so this window is at my level. So as I just mentioned, we're in the summer right now. I use mat made with straw. I use two layers of those mats, and then one layer of cotton because the air outside is really filthy. So the mat has the cooling effect. And even if the sun shines directly on the mat somehow can keep the inside of your house really cool. So I like the mat. I like mat by straw very much. And then the cotton doesn't make the house. I think cotton works really well in the summer too. Bugs. Cotton, they work very well in the summer too, because cotton can block heat from entering the inside of the house also. So but here I use cotton because it works like a mask, right? It works like a mask. That's why I use the cotton curtain on the outside too. So on the inside I use nothing. I use nothing at all. So everything comes right out into the outdoor air. Nothing filthy stays inside. Okay, next I'm going to talk about the 3M stickers. Okay, so right here I'm hanging I'm hanging the mat using this hanger. This hanger is by 3M. Okay, 3M stickers, right? And then I attach these hangers to the glass using 3M stickers. These stickers works very well because over here we get very strong winds in the spring and in the fall. And if you here notice, I use these twisties from the grocery stores. The twisties, I reuse them. I use them to fixate the mat so the mat doesn't fall. If I just hang the mat onto the hanger, it's going to fall when the wind blows. So I use this twisties to fixate the mat to the hanger, and then make sure that when I fixate this, it's kind of like when the wind blows at the curtains. It's kind of like how Japanese they built their house to resist earthquakes. Make sure that you don't tie them tightly. Don't make tight ties. Make sure that you keep them loose by like 1 millimeter. Like right here, this mat it can swing around. It can swing around a little. So when it can swing around a little, the wind cannot break it apart. If you fixate the mat like firmly onto the window, like a small wind can break this break this whole thing. It's even gonna break the hanger and the sticker from the window too. And if it hits something like hits harder on the glass is going to break too. So make sure that don't let it be too loose, but always make sure to loosen a tight always make sure to loosen a tight knot to 1 millimeter. Always do that, 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters, because otherwise it's gonna break. Okay, what's next? Okay, so what I'm showing you right now here, this sticker that's gluing the hanger onto the glass. This is 3M's original sticker. And they have a new sticker that's really cool that I want to mention it to you. And it's a Velcro sticker. Okay. Okay. So here, okay, Velcro sticker right here. So if sometimes I tried this Velcro on the window, but I somehow like the original better because I don't need the Velcro, because it's too much. You need like 2 strips, like here, right here. Okay. The other side is a Velcro too, and then the back of it sticks, and then also the back of the long strip here also sticks. So it's like this strip goes onto the glass on the window, and then the other strip you can put the hanger on it like that, and then when the wind blows, it's going to break the Velcro. It's not going to break anything else. Okay, so I think this is a really cool one. This is a really cool sticker. And then what's next? Next is fixation by metal clips. Okay, so right now it's summer. I use mat by straw and cotton curtain on the outside of the window. But in the winter, I also use covering for the outside of the window too. But I don't use the same mat in the winter. It doesn't make sense. It's not environmental to use a mat on the outside of the window. Just like what's happening right now, all this pandemic's not environmental. So at first I used this very strong clip to clip the plastic sheet onto the hanger for the winter. But this is a really bad idea. No matter how strong the clip is, this is like the biggest clip I ever had. I had like this small clip. The strong wind just blew it away, and then the same clip, the strong wind didn't blow away this clip, but it blew away the plastic sheet. It blew away the mat. So doesn't make sense either. So I eventually found what's that called? I found not resort. I found whatever. Okay, I found a real solution, which is using this this very weak. It looks very weak, right? But it works perfectly here for my situation. So what I did is that I had like sewing needle. I have like bigger needle, which can allow me to stick this through. Because usually when you sew, the thread is very thin, right? But I have like bigger needles to let me big enough to let this thread through the hole. So I use a needle, and then I use this thread, and then and then because the needle is really like a sharp one, so I pinched the needle through the plastic sheet, and then so this thread goes through the plastic sheet, and then it can also go through this hanger in the middle, right here in the middle too. And then I tie a knot, and then I make sure that the plastic sheet is not tightly attached to the hanger. Instead, I loosen it by 1 millimeter or by 2 millimeters. So then in the fall, or no, the plastic mat works for the spring. So even in the spring, when it's very cold and when it's still snowing, but when it's really windy, it can swing around like this. It can still swing around when the wind blows. So nothing's going to break apart. Just the trick is to loosen a knot by 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters. So then so then the covering on the outside can swing around a little. Just let it swing around a little. So little enough so that no damage can be done. Right, that's exactly the purpose. Okay, what's next? Fixation by metal clip versus string loose and string by wood. Okay, that one, I'm done with that. Okay, sliding metal sheets. Okay, so in addition to the covering that I'm having right now here, the plastic sheet that I mentioned and this mat that I'm showing you, I have seen really cool covering for the window on the outside. I've seen people using like a gate that's made by a very thin sheet of metal that slides to the sideways of the window. The birds here like to chirp. Even though I always blame them that you're supposed to fly, you're not supposed to chirp. Okay, birdie. Okay, glidey. Okay, so what I've seen is that the plastic, they're kind of like a gate made by a very thin sheet of metal, and then they slide to the sideways of the window. So it can be made by just one sheet, and then the entire thing can slide to the right or to the left, or it can be made by two sheets, and then it closes in the middle, and then one slides to the left, and then the other slides to the right. I think that one is a really, really cool one. What else do I have? I think that's all I have for now. Yep, this is going to be the cover of this video. I think this is all I have for this video, and then I think I will have one last video to make, and then that is going to be about making less waste, so then you can have less garbage, and then naturally the charge that you're going to incur by the garbage that you dispose of is going to go down. Doesn't matter that your government is going to charge you a flat fee, because the amount of your garbage is going to require less work when you can reduce waste. And I'm going to reduce waste by using the like peels from bananas, peels from lemon, and dirty ends from broccoli stems. All those, you can actually use them to freshen up indoor air, and then that's how and then after you use them to after these banana peels or lemon peels, after they lose all these fresh elements, you can use them to make soil. And that's going to be my next video, and which will likely be my last video. Yay! I'm so over with you. Whatever you are. Okay, see you later.